Hey, hi, hello, good afternoon. Hope your weekend has been treating you well so far. For me, I just went full relax mode. I kind of just cozied up in my chair and sat on my computer. Well, not literally, but I just sat and watched stuff on the computer, played games, and did a lot of that. I think I went out for a walk, like maybe for a brief moment. Then I came right back in and just, continued doing my stuff. Evening! Hey, good evening to you, Molecular Shadow Fox. It's good to see you as always. Yes, as it is, day where we're like over the halfway mark of the day. We're starting a journey, or at least checking it out, right here in the Rogue Prince of Persia, created by Evil Empire. Like a company that kind of branched off of Motion Twin, the original devs for Dead Cells, and Evil Empire worked on Dead Cells DLC. And now they're working on this, the Rogue Prince of Persia. Funny thing about this game, it was supposed to come out May 14th. Then they put out this message that said, yeah, there's this other game came out called Hades 2. We've all been playing it, and we know you've been playing it, so we're just gonna delay this for 2 weeks so y'all can get your fill of Hades 2, and then we can come back here. And then, May 27th rolls around, and they bring it out, and I'm like, yeah, right. Been for a stroll, eh? Yeah, weather's good, weather's clear, and I'm in the at the very least my area is in a period where it's not rainy, so you just take advantage of it while I can. And they had some events going around too, so I got to check those out as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, the Rogue Prince of Persia, as you might gather from the title, it's like a roguelite with Prince of Persia trappings all over it. So I guess you'll see some stuff that's like similar to Dead Cells, and you can see where some of the Prince of Persia influence has kind of brought into it. So without further ado, as about we say, we get in here. Oh, you're gonna like this. Let's play. Look at that. Look at that. That title screen. That wasn't just a title screen. This is like actually the game hub. I love it. It's great. That segue, it just feels right. So anyways, this is the main hub. Here you can you build weapons, you check out everything you've unlocked, and medallions too. Think of these like your items that you might see in other roguelites. I'll explain more of this as time goes on. And currently we have 2 other folks here we can speak to if you want to. Right, might have some things to say. Oh, there's also a training area. I guess we can quickly go over some stuff, but yeah. Like any good combat roguelite, you have your melee attack, right? Standard multi-hit combo. You also have a charge attack. Depending on the weapon you have, that does different things. You can also vault over an enemy. That does cool things. You can also go up here and wall run. Look at that. And like Dead Cells, you got a downward slam. Oh, also you can kick enemies. This one comes in handy. Okay, we can perhaps show off some more stuff in a run, but let's just get in here, shall we? Quickest menu to gameplay time here, isn't it? I do want to ask, how's everyone else's weekend so far? How have you all been doing? Hopefully you've had a good time. Hopefully you've been having a good weekend, whether it be a packed one or just a low-key one. Either one is fine, as long as you had a good one. So this is Area 1. We're like in the village and the outskirts of the city. So I think the plot is that The Huns have invaded the city, and Prince of Persia here is a bit too late to save it, but you know, he's gonna do what he can. He's just trying to get there as fast as possible. All the while, you got these enemies here trying to stop him at any cost. I guess you could see some more of the Dead Cells influence from that enemy there. Remember those enemies from Dead Cells, like the red gooey zombies that would like throw energy balls at another level and then just like accost you that way? Yeah. And like I said before, they have the downward slam. Also, you can take out your enemies by just like dropping them off an edge, either by kicking them off or just knocking them off with your melee attacks. Okay, so here's what how the items work. They're called medallions, and you can equip them to these 4 slots, and they have their own effects that they have effects that can happen depending on how much you upgrade them. And you can also see like below their name like what other slots to upgrade. So I guess there's a little bit of a strategy in trying to place in the medallion, try to future-proof things. So I'll place this one here for now. Ah, dang. Oh yeah, there are also shielded enemies, you can tell by the blue bar they have over their heads as opposed to red. And like any good super armor status, that means they won't flinch when you hit them. But the game does give you ways to kind of instantly break a shield. You can either dive into them or kick another thing into them, like an enemy or an object, and that will also stun them. Yeah, occasionally you'll run into people as well, right? Azad, everything good on your end? Yes, indeed. I'm not letting those damn Huns keep me up at night, that's for sure. Great. In that case, I'm relieved. Hey, you should be careful yourself. We only got 2 princes, you know? Hey, yo, 2 princes? Pretty good overall. Went for my regular mani-pedi and waxing. Went and had red streaks put in my hair, so I'm feeling pretty smexy. Hee hee. Ooh. That's great, that's great. Not like a good, you know, a little self-care to kind of help you along your day, right? A little work on aesthetics to help you feel better. I certainly get that feel. When you feel like you're looking good, your confidence goes up. I certainly have had that experience a lot. Right, anytime I like get dressed up to go out, right, in the outfit I choose, I should specify. Certainly had cases where I was young, where I was forced to maybe dress in a way that I didn't want to. Oh boy, really messing things up here. Okay. Another convention from Dead Cells. You get, okay, so it's not Dead Cell specific, but this was in Dead Cells as well, but you got that limited use healing item that you have on hand that kind of lets you shore up any errors that you might have made. And I know it's like more of a Dark Souls thing, but it was also in Dead Cells. Alright. Double daggers has greater DPS, so we'll go with that. Yeah, that's a mood. Parents always be like, you have to wear this, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah. I remember going to family events as a kid, and my parents would always make me wear, like, suits, and they would always make my sister also dress up. And it got super annoying because, you know, I'd go there and see all my cousins are, like, wearing, like, just shirts, t-shirts, and jeans. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, okay, why do I have to wear these proper-ass clothes, and my cousins all just get to be all casual and comfortable with... It was annoying. Thankfully, they eased up on that as I got older. I think by the time I was in high school, they kind of just let me wear whatever I want as long as it wasn't looking absolutely trashy. I get it. I absolutely get it, right? You don't want to look like a slob. You don't want to come in there with like a really scrunkily looking pair of pants and, you know, smelling like a sewer and what have you, but there's a medium between that, right? You don't have to look like you're going to a formal gathering, but similarly, you don't have to look like a slob. Yeah, you also occasionally run into a shop run by these two folks here. Whether they're kids or little people, I'm not entirely sure, but they will usually have like a healing item or a life up item, and then like a weapon and a sub weapon and the medallion available for you. I don't like any of those, so I'll keep on moving. Yeah, don't forget to wear that sweater that Auntie Nora knitted for you, right? Oh man, okay. I'll probably replace this one soon enough. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I should mention, is that you do have a sub-weapon, right? In addition to like the main weapon that dictates your melee attacks and stuff, you also have like a sub-weapon that gives you a secondary function. For example, the bow and arrow I'm currently wielding right now is your good old ranged attack. Interesting thing about this is that it operates on charges, so they'll use up a charge every time you use it, and then you can get it back most of the time by killing enemies, but there are certain medallions that will give you a bit of energy by completing its task. Wow, look at that, another flaming projectile. And I'll stick this here. I shouldn't get that. Fire spreading is nice, but you know, if you don't have any abilities that spread fire, then it's like almost useless, right? Okay. I like the sword, so I'll keep the sword. Oh. Wow, at the end of the area. Okay. We're gonna go back. So these big purple things, they let you kind of bank this currency that's called spirit glimmers. You can think of them like cells and dead cells. They're what you use to unlock the stuff, and that's what you saw me doing at like the base camp. I was unlocking a new medallion by using the spirit glimmers that I banked. Anyways, we're gonna move on to Area 2, the Ruined Aqueduct. This one's like a pretty cool area. Kind of annoyed that the fountain, right? You get a fountain in like each new area that refills your health and restores your charges of your potion, but kind of annoyed it doesn't completely restore your health. It does restore a lot of it, so better than nothing, but still. I know that's like purely a me thing, but it just needs that very angry son that was in Super Meat Boy. There we go. Saw that. I kicked the enemy and they lost their shield. I ended up eating a hit for it, but you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, as you can see here, otherwise, the Prince has the usual ability set that you might expect from a Prince of Persia game these days. He can run on walls, he can perch himself on poles. He can slide down surfaces, he can leap pretty well. I actually like the wall running. I kind of like how they implemented it, that you can just like run on the back wall of any surface. Of course, you have a short distance to do so, but it comes in handy. Okay, this improves ability to the left, so do that. I like this one. Flaming counter for every hit taken. And then the picture of the medallion is just a thumbs up. Look at that. He's like, don't worry, I'm okay. And depending on how much you level up that medallion, he might just be more than okay. It's fun. It's fun. Dang it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I want that. Most of the time, getting hit tends to be something you don't want to happen. Did you watch the Prince of Persia films? Oh, are you like talking about the Sands of Time one with Jake Gyllenhaal? Because I did watch that one, actually. I watched it when it came out in theaters. Man, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? I thought it was like, alright. I wouldn't say it was the greatest thing ever, but it certainly wasn't awful. I actually don't remember too much about that movie. Apart that kind of hit the broad strokes of the Sands of Time. I just remember seeing it and being really excited. It's like, oh man, that means Warrior Within is next, and that's going to be pretty cool. And, well, turns out that Prince of Persia film was like the only one they did, so I guess it didn't do as well as they'd hoped. Ah, well. I mean, that was like a whole Disney production as well, so I was like, oh man, if they're adapting Prince of Persia, it's gotta be like really cool, right? Yeah, you don't see too much mention of it these days, right? I mean, they didn't even do too much with Prince of Persia for like the longest time until they're like, oh, surprise, we've announced the Lost Crown and it's coming. And I was like, yo, this is pretty sick. And then they announced the Rogue Prince of Persia. I'm like, what? 2 Prince of Persia games in the same year? What sort of alternate reality am I living in? And they managed to like do it justice too. From what I've heard, the Lost Crown is like a really, really good Metroidvania game. And I guess spoilers for my thoughts on the Rogue Prince of Persia, but I think this game has promise too, right? The platforming, the wall running, and everything feels nice and responsive. The combat feels smooth for the most part. I do like that, you know, even if you don't take the medallions, you could still reasonably get your way through this game. That's pretty cool. I guess the one thing I will say that it is pretty light on content for now, right? You do have enemies and weapons you can unlock, and there are alternative paths and kind of little tidbits here and there for you to discover, but yeah, for the most part, you can probably see a lot of it like pretty quickly. That said, Evil Empire did say that they're going to try to add things weekly over the course of about a year. And in fact, they've actually have like a test branch out right now on Steam where you can check out some of the new stuff that they want to add later. But no, they were really kind of going whole hog into the early access thing because yeah, they said that, you know, we're just gonna be changing things on the fly. We're gonna be listening to feedback from you. We're gonna, you know, so looks like they're committing to this. So here's hoping that they manage to pull it off, right? I've seen worse films. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? I wouldn't say it's amazing, but Prince of Persia, Sands of Time film, perfectly serviceable. I guess you could say it's like a good summer flick, right? If you see it somewhere, you see it in the bin, or you see it on like a streaming service, you watch it, enjoy it, go on with your life. I still remember the OG Prince game on Amiga 500. I think I remember watching someone play. I'm not sure if it was like my brother or a friend. I remember trying to play it myself, but of course I was a kid back then. I didn't understand anything, so I just ended up dying really, really quickly. Maybe one of these days I'll go back to it and give it another go. Oh snap, we're already at the next area, okay. Let me run back to the glimmer fountain and bank my glimmers. I know it's like really long time now, but I do remember they made Prince of Persia Classic. I think that's what they called it. That was like the original Prince of Persia level design, but they made it all 3D and stuff and had like the aesthetic style of the Sands of Time games. And people were like pretty cool on that. I don't remember if I have that or not, but I don't even know if I can get it anymore. But if I could, I'd be willing to give that a go. But yeah, the original is like pretty neat in several ways, because I remember they said what the sprites were also rotoscoped, right? The Prince sprite was like a rotoscope of like I think the creator. So they put that in there, so that's why like everything had sort of a more fluid look to it. Anyways, as you might expect, this is a boss fight. One of the things I like about this boss fight, even though the boss has like a big ass shield, the shield is still susceptible to your usual tactics. So if you can ground slam the enemy, you're pretty good to go. Anyways, that was like a metric butt ton of damage. I'm kind of shocked I did that much. Oh, snap. I swear that charge almost always gets me. And now we've entered phase 2! Boss is like, nope, you don't get the benefit of the end walls anymore. Oh, jeez, okay, I need... Ah, thank frick. Thank you for giving me enough time to drink my potion. I also appreciate that I can still vault over the boss. I just go really high. Oh, jeez, okay. Gotta watch that. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, okay. Stay over there. Oh, they're charging. Crap! I panicked. That's what happened. I panicked, and I didn't consider my moves quickly enough. Oh, he's a big boy, yeah, right? Although you might be surprised to learn that the boss is actually a lady. A lady, I believe a minotaur? Because the game refers to the boss as her. She, her. Actually, one of the other things I can show off, right? They have this, oh man, I forget what they call this, but it's like a mental map of sorts, like, as you uncover snippets of the story, you'll see things just like appear here, and I guess it'll make connections for you. But can I go over here? Yeah, this is the person we were facing, right? Barud, the Hun general in charge of keeping watch in the outer ramparts. She and her men attack every Persian they encounter in the city. So they're just killing every last one of them, right? I had a good build going there too. I think I just got too greedy. That's what happened. Okay, what if I got the spear? I like this one. Saw blade. When thrown, this serrated discus damages enemies along its flight path, returning along the same trajectory after having traveled a short distance. Careful, it can also hurt the thrower. I know other games have also done boomerang-type weapons that you gotta try to dodge your way around because it'll mess you up. I think Dead Cells had something like that too. Anyways, not much you can do. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, get out there and do it again. Go get him, champ, right? I always thought that was like the fun part of bosses. Right, the first few times you're just kind of flailing around while the boss throws out these attacks you've never seen before, but once you start figuring things out, and you start figuring out how to evade them, then you start getting a little further. Eventually you keep on working that pattern, working your magic, trying to dodge more attacks at a time until you finally get that run where you manage to break through. I might actually get this one. Get this one for now and maybe swap out the medallion later. But I could use a little money boost. And these folks think they're all so crafty, just standing on all those perches waiting to give me a sucker slash. I try to jump on them, but they're like, nah. I'm like, nah, how's about I just like kick you off instead? You know, if they don't already have it, they should have an achievement for just defeating enemies by kicking them off an edge. That's always fun. That is such a Streets of Rage thing with the still enemies until you attack. Oh yeah, I remember that. See those enemies like in front of you, just waiting. I guess it's awful polite of them to let you get the first hit in. Or you just imagine like a real life situation where, you know, they don't do anything until they're provoked. I'll put this here. You could also use the right stick to look around your area. It's nice if you need to perhaps survey below or ahead of you to make sure you're not dropping into anything hairy. Also, can I say how much I dig the music? From what I've read, they managed to get a Persian composer for this title, and I like how they kind of mix together the modern and the traditional instrumentation. Create something that's like pretty cool, right? You can hear the traditional parts of it, and then they just add in some sort of, how do you put it? I'm not sure how you put it, but it's like those styles of beats, right? Yeah, this part right here starts sounding like a bit like Saints Row. It's kind of neat. I enjoy it. What? Come on, I leapt over that. Oh well. Well, actually, I'll make a pretty potent combo. I can carry it to the boss. As you can see there, you can combine kind of like aspects together to create like element combos, like you could in Dead Cells, right? Like, you know, I have things that currently spread resin and can cause gas clouds. So they combine together, become more potent. As you might expect, you can also combine resin and fire together to create like a super fire. And that's all for the combinations I've seen so far, actually. So that was like an extra life medallion, which is normally like invaluable, but the current setup I have is like too good to kind of break for just having like just a second chance medallion. Like even the ones that might be maybe not at their full potential are still useful because they're upgrading the other medallions. Can be a tough decision to make. Yeah, Streets of Rage 3 title screen vibes, yeah! Nothing like a good theme to just, like, get you hyped up to take on the rest of the game, right? I always like that. When the game has, like, a good first area theme, something that just makes you excited to hit up the rest of the game, right? To go on the rest of the run. You know, you're about to start something great. You know, like Stage 1 of Streets of Rage, or Stage 1 of Streets of Rage 2, or I guess Stage 1 of Streets of Rage 3, or heck, even Stage 1 of Streets of Rage 4, right? They all kind of get you ready to dance and also take on the rest of the game. I guess for a non-Streets of Rage example, there's a Ocean View in Sonic and All-Star Racing's Transformed. Right, the remix they had of You Can Do Anything and Supersonic Racing. It's super energetic too, and the way they just managed to really get you pumped. It's great. It's great when a game leaves a good first impression. Because, you know, as people usually say, first impressions are important. It's what encourages folks to check out the rest of your work. You know, if you start on the wrong foot, then you might not get people sticking around, and while you might have some folks trying to, well, it might vouch that, hey, this gets better, promise. Certainly won't blame folks if they decide to just pass. Because, hey, time is limited, right? Only so much time in a day, so many things you can check out before you gotta return to your normal adult commitments and things, so. Get that feel. Whoa. Surprised it didn't hit at all. We have here dive and shield. Also personally like that items try not to overlap each other, so you saw that shield breaker medallion just bounce around until it found a space to rest down, but didn't quite get there. That's okay. Ah, another shop. Ooh, and a health up. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take the sword. We're going to move on. I think here works. Love the ready to go theme from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It really is like, okay, ready to hit up this big adventure. And the first few levels leave a pretty good first impression too. Like, when they first show off that Kirby just able to really swallow huge things and just like megamorph, it's pretty rad. Like, first time you see Kirby turn into a car, you're like, oh wow, okay, this is gonna be a pretty big deal. You know, I'm gonna confess, I have not played Kirby in the Forgotten Land yet. I've seen other people play it, and it looks like a lot of fun, and I do want to play it, but kind of holding off on the moment. I got like the things I need to kind of set up a console capture, so I could stream myself playing games that are not on my PC right? It's just a matter of kind of, you know, testing things out to make sure it's all good to go. Because I do have some other games on Switch that I do want to check out as well, right? Kirby is one of them. Guess I want to try out Super Mario Wonder as well, and maybe some of like the other stuff. Like there's a Shadowverse game. There's a Shadowverse game on Switch, right? Champions Battle. It's not the free-to-play Shadowverse game that's like on the other systems, like your phone and Steam. This is it, like a unique one set within the anime continuity. It's weird. It's kind of neat. Also, it's like a product that you can go from beginning to end and be like, all right, I'm good. So I do want to check that out. Also want to check out Pokemon TCG, because that's on the Nintendo, not virtual Game Boy. And yeah, that's just a small amount of games that I want to try. There's other ones I want to perhaps check out as well, but yeah. Test the waters to make sure everything works. Yes, indeed. Who knows, maybe if I do finally get everything set up, I might just do like a test Switch stream. I'm not sure if I would use for that. Maybe like that Kirby Monster Hunter game. Or, okay, I'm slacking here. I gotta step up my game. I'm out of potions. I'm out of potion charges. Oh, what luck. A room to the next area. Now, is there a... Okay, there we go. 2 more locations I want to visit before I go to the boss land. First, I need to bank my glimmers, and then I'm going to go to that other NPC. And here you are. So, as you might expect from someone kind of operating this big whetstone, they upgrade your weapons, so you can just level this one up. Just keep leveling it up until I can't level it up anymore. Okay, I feel ready. Let's do this. We're coming back for you. This time, things will be different. Although I'm not going to be at full fighting capacity, but that's my own fault. Next time I should try not getting hit as much. You! Crank that! No. Yes, I know. I fell right into your trap. What? Anyways, let's fight! That's another reason why I love the vertical kind of wall running you can do, because it lets them do things like this. Oh, I thought they were going to charge, but no, they're just ground slamming. That's fine. I didn't realize they would slow down from the resin as well. That's kind of nuts. Baroud's like, hey, enough with the wall running. Now you can only run in the center. I wasn't close enough. Oh, snap, I forgot. I forgot she doubled back. Okay, anyway, shield's gone. Dang it. Ooh, you almost got me. You almost got me. Ooh, my God. There we go. I did warn you. Brood's like, arr! It just explodes into a puff of logic. Alright, let's see what I can get from this. too much. Oh, I forgot. Happy Pride Month. Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, happy Pride Month to all you. Yep. Anyone who is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, otherwise, I support you, and I support your rights. This is a safe space for anyone who might be LGBTQ+. You are Area 3, the Tower of Oblivion. Such an ominous name, and you can kind of see like the sort of clash of the red tile set and the dark background. It really creates an oppressive atmosphere, right? I swear that statue looked like a Meg Lucario. Funny thing is, when I ran through this area like the first time, the prince did have something to say about that statue. I forget what he said specifically, though. But hey, doors, remember them from Dead Cells? They kind of work similar too. You can open them normally, or you can kick them, and they will affect the person beyond that door. And oh boy, everything's getting redder. Aw, geez, why did I fall into the spikes? Alright, now for the actual area. Everything just looks so wrong. Aw, geez. That's what I get for walking right into that line. A wise person probably would have healed up first before they took on those spear folks. I am not a wise person. Dang it. I was like on top of my dodging game, but I was not. Oh boy, that spear could have been the end of me. Okay, I'm getting finicky again. What the heck? Alright, alright. I swear to goodness, if this is where I fall. Really, it's gonna be a case of, hey, if I find an exit to the next area, I'm just gonna take it. Don't even worry about what else might be out there. Or I could just, like, jump into a spike wall. Anyways, this part's, like, pretty cool, too. The way you, like, see the moment of impact and then, oh, man, I forgot what the thing was that kind of rewinds time for him, but, yeah. Rewinds him back to the point at which, yeah, a fixed point in time, I should say. Right, so you see, it's 3 days since the Huns first invaded. And when you first start out, the prince is like, oh man, why can't this thing transport me back, even back further in time? It would have been real convenient if I could have just, like, stopped the Huns from invading at all, but alas, that is not the case. And there's, like, not much else I want to get here. I guess I could get these two. kind of like the paradox of unlocking items in roguelites. When the current item pool that you have feels good enough that you could go on runs, but you have to end up taking things anyway, and that just feels, you know, more like a disadvantage because it's not an item that you want to use, and also kind of adds to it, so you're less likely to get the stuff you actually want. On the other hand, you gotta keep unlocking stuff anyway, because that's how you get even more features, so you just kinda gotta bear it, right? Ooh, excuse me. What the heck did I get hit by? Sometimes I think I just, like, misjudged the range of the enemy's attacks. I think I'm, like, safely out, but I'm really not. I think that's, like, the thing about me. Games like these, I tend to try to go as aggro as I can, when there are a lot of cases in which maybe not going aggro is probably a better thing for you to do, but you know, it's really tempting to kind of just, like, get up there and try to mess up, you know, your enemies as much as you can, because, you know, the quicker you take them out, that's, like, fewer opportunities they have to mess you up, right? That's like when I play a game most of the time. I'll either pick, like, a DPS class or a support class. Depends, right? If it's a team game, I'm usually more... I will probably take, like, a support class so I can help everyone else out, because they're usually better than I am, but if I'm going solo, I'll usually pick, like, a DPS class. It's like either that, or if there's, like, a character or a class that revolves around minions, then I might go for that as well, right? Like some sort of summoner or like a animal master or things like that. That's my way. Go all in. Oh, go in all guns blazing. Yeah. I don't think they have anything new to say. The game does let you know if a character has something new to say by putting an exclamation point over their heads, or like any point of interest, really. If there's an exclamation point nearby, then they will usually have something to say about it. Okay, maybe we'll go to the Grand Academy this time. We'll check out that route. Yeah, like Dead Cells. Each area you go to, there's multiple points to exit from, and you can kind of choose where to go next. I do have to say, though, that you don't have the alternative paths open right away. You kind of have to, like, go to other areas and try to find something for the prince to say something, and then the game will usually let you know, oh yeah, now you can try going on this path on your next run. I remember I can't roll over those giant porcupines. That's one of the fun things about wall running. You can do shenanigans like that. Just snipe them off. Oop. You can also quickly evade an enemy if you got the space for it. Ah, there we go. For you. Every vault you perform, hurl daggers at nearby enemies. Don't mind if I do. Dang it. It's another medallion I particularly enjoy because it allows you to kind of mow down groups of enemies pretty well. It does seem like the daggers... there's a short range at which the daggers, you know, you can throw the daggers, but it's pretty good for crowds. Also, most of the time there's no prerequisites, right? Most of the time, if you find a dagger, it will activate right away, whereas the other ones you gotta kind of slot in upgrades from other medallion slots before you can, you know, unlock the medallion's true full potential. Okay. Got real sloppy there. Man, wouldn't that have been a bummer if I just died and lost all the glimmers I gathered up to that point? Thankfully, it's only your glimmers that are ever at risk. So, like dead cells, you can also find blueprints out in the world sometimes, but those just get added to the unlocking menu right away. You don't have to take them to the end of the level in order to bank them, like you do in dead cells. That I can dig, at least. Okay. That is the next area. So let's go over here, bank my glimmers. Then we can check out the next area. At least one of the next areas. The Grand Academy. This is where all the scholars meet up. When was the last time you went to a library? I have to confess, it's been a really, really long time since I last went to one. I think most of the time if I ever went to a library, it's because I needed to find books to write a paper or do a research project, and, well, as you might guess, it's been a really long time since I've done either of those, so I haven't felt the need to go to a library. I feel like most of the time, if you're not going to a library for books, you're probably going to go there for the internet service, and I am not in need of internet service, so it's been a while since I went to one. Although when my nephew came over to visit, my mom did tell me that she took my nephew to the library. It was like pretty cool because, you know, he got to get his own library card, and I'm sure that was an exciting time for him. A little thing he can call his own. It's been like 10 plus years now. Last time I went was to use their internet. Ah, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll switch back to dagger since they have more DPS. It's a decent enough weapon. I can do well with it. You have a theater attached to your library. Okay. That's actually pretty rad. I can imagine that being useful too, because, you know, some libraries don't have just books, they might have films too. Films of historical significance, or maybe just films in general. So it's nice to have a place where you can just watch them right away instead of, you know, having to take them home or anything like that. Oh, see, this is where one of those cases where I shouldn't have just impulsively dove. There's an achievement for that in Dead Cells, right? They have an achievement for diving into a pit of spikes, and it's, like, pretty amusing. The first time that happens and you see the achievement popped up, it's like, yeah, we saw that too. Now everyone will know you've done it. Well, ad time, so I'll just wait to respond to that chat comment for a minute and a half. And enjoy 90 seconds of me platforming and wandering awkwardly in the meantime. Okay, I think I gotta keep going down from here. Oh, a fountain. Alright, you know what? I'll give 250 points to you. Hey! More powerful daggers? Sure, why not? Thing about enemies that can attack you from a different level is that most of the time you think you're safe, right? You think you're safe, you stay up there above and try to gauge, try to figure out what you need to do, but those guys are like, nope, think fast! Right, either you gotta get in there or just like really run far away before you can determine strategy. You can see that this area is like pretty... Well, it's pretty straightforward on the surface, right? You just gotta go to the 2 elevators, run them into the top and bottom so that they open up that door that will take you to, I'm assuming is the way out of here. It's a theater and arts center, so they have loads of shows and stuff on every week. Oh, okay. That's a pretty good place to have it. Combine the library and the theater. Although I've seen news reports. I've seen news reports now that, you know, libraries carrying all sorts of interesting things. Right, it used to be like just books and stuff, and I know I've read news stories about them carrying manga as well, but that at least makes sense because hey, it's books. But I think I was like reading somewhere there were like some libraries that also let you borrow power tools, and maybe there's like random display exhibits too. I forget what it was specifically, but there was like a particular a taxidermy creature that one of the libraries had that you could just borrow for some reason if you wanted to. It's funny to think about. The hell? Power tools at the library? I know, right? Does not seem like the kind of thing you would expect a library to carry, but they have it. It's just like one of those things. I imagine someone in the meeting's like, yeah, what if we just like started carrying power tools? Because, I don't know, people were asking for them or something. And it turned out to be a hit amongst the locals. They're like, okay, we can just like keep doing that, I guess. Broadsword is weaker, though. Oh. No time to rest. I got 3 big sniper sorcerers trying to fireball me. Most have coffee shops built in now and DVDs, etc. Well, yeah, I've definitely seen DVDs, because I remember when libraries, some libraries were like loaning out video cassettes. So DVDs just feels like a natural step up. And I guess coffee shops also make sense when you think of a library, kind of like a bookstore, but instead of books you buy, it's just books you borrow. Or books you can just like take from a shelf and read too if you have the time. In high school, they had the whole microfiche thing. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember them making a big deal about that. I still think that has its uses. A way to save like old publications without actually having to save those publications, because you know, those are usually built to last. You imagine most folk probably don't have a need for them. But it's nice that they're preserving them nonetheless. How do I get past this one? Oh, I could just wall run over it, like that, you know. Because there's a wall on the side me. Don't forget, Prince can wall run. That's what Prince of Persia is all about. Can be interesting seeing the newspapers and stuff on your birthday. Oh, that's always fun, yeah. Looking up what happened on your birthday. Seeing which famous people were also born on your day, or like what events happened, or if anything else cool happened. Part of the reason why meaningful birthdays are a thing. What? I thought I was in the gap thing. Alright. Okay. I twitched again, but thankfully I was able to recover from that. Occasionally you'll get a side room like this, where they really put your platforming skills to the test. It's like, do you know the mechanics? Can you get through this much more challenging section where you have to string together a bunch of moves and have a reward at the end? So yeah, this is what I was talking about. You go through sections like these and you'll usually get yourself a nice set of rewards, right? Glimmers, a blueprint, and then a weapon to kind of get yourself a sampling of it. Instantly move behind an enemy. It's an ephemeral tool, though. I kind of like my bow. Dead Cells had a similar power, but I think they also upped your attack. I'd be more inclined to pick that up if I could also similarly increase my attack, or just like some sort of other benefit that's not just, hey, you get to instantly move behind the enemy. I mean, that's like extremely useful, no doubt, but again, this like all goes back to, hey, I want more DPS, and the bow provides me DPS, so guess what I'm picking. Bow is like the first sub-weapon you get, and it's also by far very versatile. Pick people off from a distance, or you can knock those, you know, hanging folks off their perches like I did. Alright, I've actually never gotten this far in this area, so I'm wondering what's beyond here. Also, I should probably go back to that other spirit glimmer well and just bank my spirit glimmers before I'm unable to. As if I can still go back down there. Thankfully, you can access a map. You can always access a map to kind of figure out where you need to go. Is it in here, perhaps? Okay, not here. I'm sure it was like pretty early on in this area because I remember seeing it early on. It's got to be this one. Oh, there it is. Time to bank my 39 glimmers. Most of the levels in this game tend to be pretty linear. You can move from left to right. There's very few diverging paths, and they all usually come back into the same area. Oh, going back to the outer ramparts. Alright. Guess we'll fight this boss a third time. And this time I don't have the resin poison gas cloud combo that I had for the first two times, so let's see how this goes. This won't end well for one of us. Hopefully it won't end well for you and not for me. Dang it. Come on, smack the wall, smack the wall. Or don't, that's fine. She running. She's slamming. Can't believe I evaded that. My guess is vaulting does have iframes. I'm just not like quite sure how long those last. So. Thankfully, those rocks don't hit very hard. That slam does, though. Oh, here we go. Phase 2! Gotta go. Okay, you're gonna charge, you're charging, and you're gonna double back now. Yes, I remember. Oh, is it a third time? Okay. Just 3? Alright. Roll of 3 comes into play once again. Oh, is it just me or there's rocks coming by much more quickly now? You do 4 slams here. The charge, you're charging. Alright, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, just 2 this time? Alright, I can take that. Ha! Right that. Just like that. Arrow in the back. You're so predictable. How could you know? Took a lot of retrying, actually. Just like a whole lot of retries. But you wouldn't know about that. Actually, a funny thing they touched on, where, like, once the game... When the game starts, right, the prince is, like, the only one who remembers the time loops. But eventually you get another NPC who comes by and kind of crafts a magic device that provides everyone inside, like, just immunity to the time loops, right? They also remember everything, so... Find ourselves back here. We'll see if I can clear this area this time, or if my finickiness will just end up being my the instrument of my own demise once again. Here we go, more glimmer. Oh. I don't know why, but for some reason I keep trying to press down to interact with certain things, but down here is how you drink from your potion. I'm not sure why I get those mixed up. I don't think there's another game I play that has me doing stuff by pressing down. Oh yeah, look at that. Bad skills, although probably could easily, jump my way across normally if I really wanted to. Alright, take 2. I have a lot of my health and 1 potion charge, so this might be okay. Oh, come on. Gotta watch out for those spear folk, because they can stab upwards. Just like that. They're like the anti-drop down on you crowd. Or at least the anti-stay really close above them crowd. Ooh, what's in here? Wow, I can't believe I hadn't had an amulet. And I passed by so many other medallions. What is wrong with me? And I'm back. Had my mom bending my ear over the phone. Huge face paw. Ah, man. It's always a bummer. Right, you see on your phone, oh no, my parents are calling, I better pick it up, see what they're talking about, and turns out they kind of just wanted to talk about stuff. You know, maybe not anything extremely important, but, you know. You pick up the phone anyway, because you never know. The one call might be that time where you absolutely had to pick up the phone, right? You can't just ignore it, because the one you ignored just might be the one that's okay. You know what? Where's a dream portal thing? I forget. There's a name for those checkpoints you go across that act like portals. I like the various animations that Prince does into them. It's pretty neat. Alright, so I'm gonna bank my glimmer. And we're just gonna move on to the flooded gardens. Fairly tricked out as we are now, so I don't feel too bad for not exploring the rest of the stage, but considering how much it messed me up then, I should probably just go. The most beautiful gardens in the country, the fruit of all our citizens' contributions. Oh my god, they even have like a muted version of the main theme playing here. Call just to talk about nothing. Yeah! On one hand, I get it. Maybe they need someone to converse with sometimes, but on the other hand, you're just sitting there wondering, alright, are you gonna be done speaking yet so I can go back to what I was doing before? This is why texting became a thing. That way you can have like infinite time, or you can give the other person infinite time to respond to your messages. And if they don't, well, no biggie, right? It just means that maybe they were either too busy or they weren't interested. Either way, I won't get too worked up over it. Nice chill music, yeah, right? Like something you could really vibe to. This is something you would hear in like a lo-fi album. Kind of music that you just put up in the background while you did your work. Speaking of lo-fi, I saw Spirit City, the Spirit City game I talked about a few weeks back, got an update. They added like 3 more spirits, a couple more clothing options, so that has me feeling good, because that's like shows that they're looking to update their game, right? They're gonna provide more stuff over time, and I dig that. Also, I really gotta watch out for those barnacles. It's like, okay, they work like ropes, but I can only hang on for them for so long until they nom me, right? Gotta watch out for that. It's like the barnacles from Half-Life. Although, I guess unlike Half-Life, these actually serve a purpose. Every Just Chatting stream ever. Oh, why am I... Okay, that works. I think resin slows enemies down. Has too specific of use for me. But yeah, I am pretty excited to see what Spirit City devs keep putting out now. It's like, yes, this is the kind of stuff we want, right? More spirits, more clothes options. I think they added radio stations as well, so that's pretty cool. Alright, don't go that way, check. That was a completely avoidable scenario. I could have avoided eating all that damage. I could have had all that health. Extra health. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, hey! The weapons upgrader. You know what? I think I'm gonna stick with my sword here. Yeah, we'll save some money just in case we run across a shop later. What the heck? Oh, so this is what these enemies do. They just like create phantom versions of folks to accost me. Enemy generators. I see you there. Oh. I was almost on that. Bah! Huh. I panicked again. Hey, you know what? That's like the furthest I've ever gotten, so... Hooray! Progress is being made. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll get Stealth Spirit. If I don't find... well... yeah. It might have its use. I could use it for shenanigans, right? You know what? Let's just forge how do you pronounce that? A Bagnak and Barud's Gauntlet. Alright, so how's about we take an upper path? Go to the Huns camp, check out the other starting area. I kind of like this transition too. The way it just like runs into an area and then just like it gives the illusion of a segue, right? That's very clearly a loading screen, but it does feel a lot smoother. Ah, what the heck? It gives the illusion of a segue, I should say. I don't know. I like it when games kind of provide a justification for you transitioning from one area to the next. It's one of the things I liked about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Remember Sonic the Hedgehog 3? But yeah, a lot of the stages, they would usually have something that sets up how you get to the next stage. Right? Even if it's something like straightforward as, oh yeah, you just jumped into a cannon and you got dropped off at a mountain here. Kind of like that. Gives it a sense of continuity, right? Anyways, for being in like an alternative first area you can go to, this is like pretty nuts. Right, they're throwing like the more difficult enemies at you right from the start, and some of these areas are like pretty huge. Oh my god. Yeah, the Sonic 3 and Knuckle ones were great, right? I need a medallion. Okay. Enemy collides with an obstacle, restore energy points, a cloud of poison. Okay, we'll put you over here. Ah, what a way to start a level than being blasted up in water from Hydra City to Marble Garden, yeah. If I remember correctly, that was the level where it begins with you falling out of the sky and like, you know, your character, Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles is just going, ah! They're doing their falling animation. Anyways, that was me taking the long way around this level chunk here. Ow. I deserve that. That's what I get for not looking down. I should have kicked you in the other direction. Oh well. Oh, what? There we go. That's more like it. Sure, they enjoyed their little trip before their inevitable demise. Gotta love, like, a good, friendly architecture. Something that just lets you be real stylish if you wanted to. At least feel like you're stylish, right? I guess we'll get... Let's put this over here. I'm gonna replace it. I'll replace it later. Barud's mission order. It seems she captured someone in the academy. I'm sure I'll find clues there. Just a little bit of a hint for you. Hey, maybe check out the academy on your next run. Or at least sometime in the future. I'm not sure if that kicking daggers medallion does anything. Or if it's just, like, positioned in a way where I can't really toss daggers except that, like, Volk's in front of me. Okay, maybe I should just, like, fight them normally. Not like that. Get them fighting style points like Dante, yeah. Alright, I'll at least try this. Try out these claws here. You know what? Sure, let's try this too. Alright. Not really a fan of it. I really have to be hitting enemies for a while to kill them. Like, little trusty daggers here, even if it's like 2 levels lower than the claw, they're frighteningly effective at that. Oh, thank goodness. 200 health. So hopefully that will let me soak up another hit. Just gotta wait for the setup. Thankfully there's no enemies here that can snipe me. Except maybe the spear person if I just stayed over that platform. Oh, hey, there we go. The entrance to the academy. I should probably just take it. I should probably just go to the academy, but I am a foolish person, and I'm going to explore the rest of this level and try to eke out more supplies out of it before I go there. Like, see, there's an alternative room here. Maybe there's something in here. Hopefully it's not a platforming challenge. Alright, I think it's a platforming challenge. Okay. Well, it's an Area 1 platforming challenge, so how hard could it be? Really does feel like you're scaling up the side of a mountain. Rather awkwardly designed mountainside, but you know what? We don't need, like, exact geographical accuracy in every game, right? Amusingly enough, this reminds me of the challenge tombs in Assassin's Creed. Because the bulk of Assassin's Creed is like, you know, assassinating folks in the combat, but some of the games had like those side rooms which kind of test you with trying to figure out your way through a place to get to stuff. And I remember in Assassin's Creed 2, if you were able to do that, you could get, you know, you could get Ezio's, Altair's original outfit, so that was pretty cool. And the whirling spear. Huh. So it changed from like the regular spears that like, there's more reach to it. The first hit of the combo is like pretty rad too. Also, probably also worth noting, if you haven't noticed already, Prince has no fall damage, so feel free to go as high as you want. You will not suffer for it. Okay, I might actually get this. I'll do that. Spend 200 coins, because I got a lot of it. And this will probably come in handy, actually. Stick that there. Hopefully I can... Hopefully the next medallion I find will upgrade to the left, so I can get myself some poison procs going. Dang it. See, it's a good thing I had that, I got that water, because this run would have been good as done now. I don't like the vault attack, though. The thing I usually want from the vault attack is, like, being able to hit the enemy as I'm flipping over them, and this one doesn't have quite that. I kind of have to, like, you know, maybe change the timing of how I attack things if I want to do that. Oh, boy. Maybe I should just head off to the academy now. It's a good thing this well was here. Actually, can I go back? So far, so good. Yes, yes, I can. Alright. Enough pressing our luck, let's just go back to the academy. Hopefully they smooth this out, because this is like a pretty rad loading screen. Or at least, or maybe if, well, this is early access, so I imagine they're gonna put a background behind that, right? They'll put a background in a later update, but I do like that style of transition. Oh no, 666 health points. The number of the beast. Oh, quickly gonna change that to 866. One of my favorite jokes, 668, the neighbor of the beast. I was just gonna say it needs a background, yeah. It would certainly add a lot of style to the transition screens, the load screens. I whiffed way too much there. Okay, let's go up first. Okay, that looks like progression. I'm gonna go left and see what that... Popping in for my hi and subsequent lurk. Hi, Loki. Good to see you as always. Yes, thanks for lurking. Have yourself a good time. Hoi, Azure. Hope you're well and feeling cute. I'm I'm feeling very cute today, thanks. I hope you are having a similarly good day yourself. Ah! I panicked too much. Or I should have just kept on the offensive, but... ah well, them's the breaks. I was already slipping in the Hun camp there. Tired bean, but I'm a busy bean. Oh, man. Oh, hopefully it'll all pay off in the end. That's usually the desire, right? Hope it all leads up to something good. Alright, I think I got it in for me for maybe 1 or 2 more runs. Yup. Good to hear. Alright, let's go back to Zagros Village. Much more calmer first area. I'll probably just go to the academy again, since like it seems like the game really wants me to go there for the next story beat, so I'll go there. Oh. Ow. Man, I really am slipping. The calm before the storm, right? Just gonna drink that now. Sure, I might have blown like 63 health points, but I would prefer to be maxed out. That was always a bad habit of mine. I would try to hold off on using certain items if, you know, I would end up not using the entire thing, so... it would lead to me, like, say, for example, not using a potion that would heal me for 50 HP if I only needed to restore, like, say, 35 of it. And of course, that would end up being my downfall sometimes because, you know, I could use that extra 35 HP. Yeah, I'm that kind of hoarder, not just someone who wants to hold as many items as possible, but also hold off on using them until I can make full use of it. And sometimes you just can't do that, right? Sometimes you just gotta use that thing while you can. I think I mentioned already, but roguelikes tend to be pretty good of shaking you of that hoarder habit because, you know, most of them, it's like, well, if you don't use it by the end of the run, you're just gonna lose it, so might as well give it a shot, see if you can get a little further with it. Okay, there's folks down here. Blammo. Ooh, we gotta get the health up. Even a tiny little bit. Even a tiny little bit helps. I don't know why I kicked you that way. I should kick you this way. Into the spikes. It is perhaps like a little annoying that you have to actually pick up things like the Spirit Glimmer pickups and the gold pickups, because I can't imagine they're gonna have a situation in which you don't want to do that, right? Like, you're always going to want to pick up the currency. Never a situation in which you don't want to pick up the currency. keeps on moving back, and I'm like, no, I want to be on this side of you so I can kick you into the other enemy and bust their shield. One of the things about the enemies in this game, some of them can move pretty quickly, right? Especially the ranged ones. You'll find themselves on like the opposite edge of the platform in like no time flat, and you're like, hey, hold up, I may be agile, but I'm not that agile. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that this is a new run, so I don't have any medallions just yet. Okay, I think I cleared everything up here. Can move on now. This must be the path. Oh, nope, it's just a chest. You know, this area was kind of like, the others, in which they had doors that led you to, like, the optional, platforming challenges, but I'm guessing I must have gotten everything I can unlock from here, because they don't provide that anymore. I can get why they don't, because having to repeat the platforming section each time you want to get at the extra stuff would be annoying, but I kind of miss it. See, it's like that kind of vault attack I like, the one that has like a bunch of vertical range, so you can just like smack them in midair with your extra hits. I do apologize for sticking with the bow and arrow. This game does have other sub-weapons. They have ones like a grappling hook that can use to grab enemies and draw them to you, and the claw that I unlocked earlier that lets you do like a forward smash, and you know, there's a saw blade that you saw earlier that's like a boomerang, and I think the chakram is kind of similar to that, except it doesn't hurt you when it returns. There's a good variety of stuff to check out if you're into that, but I'm the type of person where if I find a good strategy, then I will just stick with it through thick and thin. Maybe I might adjust things if I'm able to, but otherwise, I'm gonna take that hammer. I'm gonna pound everything into the ground, no matter what, even if they're not all nails. Okay, we're gonna try this academy again. At least I feel like we're perhaps a bit better suited to take it on this time. Just a general vibe of it, right? Okay, nothing over that way. We can just go here. Just wanted to see, you never know. They might have been hiding something over there. RNG was like, yes, this time around I will be putting an item over there, but not the case this time. This is what I get for not fully committing to dropping to the other side. Oh, wow. This early, huh? Alright. Well, I'm not gonna use that just yet. It's gonna be a bit of a trek to get back there, though, but I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it to bank my glimmer. Okay, nothing over here. Just give me a moment. Let me see what's in this chest. A chakram. Oh yeah. It's a boomerang that doesn't hurt you. Also, way lower DPS, although having 2 hits might make up for that. I wonder if it... You know, I forgot to check the description. Did it also pierce? Gotta be real quick about those. They'll blow you up if you're not careful. Come on. I was like way over that. Fortunately, if they do blow up, you get nothing. You'll lose a good day. Yeah, I'm gonna swap out Pyromaniac. I almost walked into that. Dumb me. Okay. Alright. This is progression. But I could also go up and see what else this level has to offer. And what it offers is a few more spirit glimmers. Yeah, it'll come in handy. At least until I unlock everything I can. At that point, it's just like, alright, now I'm gonna hoard them, I guess. I wonder if there's a cap. I wonder if there's a cap to how many spirit glimmers I can hold, or if they'll just let me gather like thousands of them if I wanted to. You know, it was a little shocking when I played Helldivers 2, and then I actually hit the cap. I hit the cap on like the amount of samples I could hold. Right? I saw I was like at 500 and I wasn't getting any more. I was like, oh, okay, so that's where they stop you. Which I guess makes sense, because okay, yeah, dive? I don't know, but breaking resin whenever I break or spreading resin whenever I break a shield has limited use. This is usually why I get the ones that proc if I kick someone or hit someone from behind, because that happens a lot more often, usually. Wow, another shield breaker. For every vault you perform, spread resin. Okay, see, this is more useful. Oh, here we go. Plot. Signs of a struggle. And some blood-stained clothing. I've seen this cloth before, somewhere. Alright, tell me where it is. It's Shaheen's! Oh snap, mind map updated! Is this like the prince's brother? So why is the cursor doing that? Hey, knock it off. I wanna... Alright, what if I just use this? Or what if I just didn't go there at all, because... hey, early access game. Things are gonna be finicky. But yeah, as you saw there, just like... adds new nodes, and then... you might be able to start piecing things together from there. And oh my god, why did you... stay on that perch, Prince? Unfortunately, unlike the other area, I can't cash out early. I just gotta get through the entirety of this place before I can get the heck out of here. So I really gotta try to not get hit. Dead Cells kind of ramp things up in the same way. Eventually, you have like a ton of enemies just shooting projectiles at you in every which way, and you gotta quickly find out the escape route. Otherwise, you were gonna get messed up. Okay, can I access the mental map from here, or are you just gonna flip out? Alright. Barud has captured Shaheen. There are signs of a fight in the Academy archives, and I recognize Shaheen's robe. Where could she have taken him? My little brother, the family scholar, has been captured by the Huns. I wonder why he didn't leave with the other inhabitants during the evacuation. Clearly, he wanted to fight. I wonder if this is what you're gonna have to do. This is like gonna be part of the meta progression as well. Running around these levels trying to find the story beat you need to unlock the next point, so you can figure out where to go next from there. Oh, you have something new to say. So, what's it like in the city? Shaheen has been captured by the Hun general. What? Who the heck says that? I'm just standing here, man. What? Do you know where they took him? No, and that's the problem. I wouldn't put it past those brutes to lock him away in the Tower of Oblivion. Shaheen could be there? How awful. No time to waste then. I'm heading back. Alright. So that piece of dialogue kind of tells you where you need to go. Now you gotta go defeat the first boss. Alright. I've done it before, I can do it again. Once more unto the breach. Weird. I don't think my bow was able to insta-kill them before. I wonder what made them different now. Usually they would do just enough damage to knock them off, and then the resulting fall would take them out, but... that's why I changed things up a bit. Just a tiny bit. Since I can deal with those perched enemies in other ways, I just prefer the bow for, like, convenience's sake. I always thought that the perched enemies' attack came out a lot faster than they did, but I think it's like just when you approach them at certain angles that they become a lot more harrowing. If you just like get them right from the side, you're usually okay, and you got and your kick has enough range to take them out before you get within their hurt range. As you can see why that maybe has just the one charge, because it's pretty useful for just diving into there. You just dive into their Winston style and mess things up real good. Okay, I already went in there, so... Go along this way. When kicking an enemy, spread resin. I like this one. In you go. Ooh, and there's a good chain reaction thing like that too. I have to say, I like when it comes to status effects, either I want something that like provides an extra burst of damage, or something that slows down the enemy. Those tend to be the most useful because not only does it reduce their attack rate, it usually gives you more time to react to their attacks currently. Right? Instead of like an attack coming out in, say, half a second, it comes out in a second. And while that doesn't seem like much, it just might be the time you need to properly react to it and respond accordingly. Whether it be to get away or just like hit him really, really hard, or put up a counter if that's your style. I know I said I like prefer DPS and either DPS or support, but I have fun with other builds too. Like usually if I get the right kind of stuff for a parry build, I might try that for fun, because if a game makes parries really satisfying, I'm more willing to try it. There are a number of runs in Dead Cells where I've tried like a shield run, and it's like pretty satisfying to pull out the shield at the right time and just really mess your enemies up. Man, what you doing there? I was trying to shop. At least let me buy, or at least let me peruse the wares before you try to beat me up. I don't like any of these. Object colliding with another object I feel like is a bit too situational for me. Usually want something that helps you against crowds of enemies as well as boss fights. Even if it isn't like maximally effective against bosses, you want something to help you there, right? Alright, I gotta go, man. I gotta go chug a potion. Alright. We're so back. Thanks for waiting. What the heck? Guy evaded just before my kick reached his chest. Actually, pretty good timing. Imagine that guy just did like a just frame input and ducked out of the way of my kick right before it landed right into him. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick this here. I'm gonna replace it later. Oh yeah, I forgot I had the gauntlet. It was useful that one time. Oh. That's the path to the aqueduct. Alright. Stage 2. I do like how they have the linear run path on the top there. It's like starting area, then you go 2 stages, then Boston, another 2 stages, then Boston, and I guess from there it's 1 more stage, and then the final boss. Alright, I'm gonna save that. There's a teleport there, I can just like come back to it. Ooh, what's down this way? I was almost in that sense. So, oh, what's this? Looks like there's a leak, and those brambles. They look just like the ones in the Tower of Oblivion. Mind map updated. Huh. That's it. Just a pit with the brambles. Okay, what does this unlock for me? Nothing I can examine just yet because... again, the mind map is freaking out on me. So I guess we'll examine that once we get back to base camp. Another enemy explodes. Really satisfying when enemies suffer fall damage. It's like, aw, yeah, just another way to take them out. I like it. I like it when games give you multiple ways to like take out enemies. If you're not good, if you're not into old-fashioned combat, you just try something else. I feel like at some point, there's gotta be an update that adds lightning powers, right? It's just gonna be something they gotta do. They got fire, they got resin, they got poison gas. Lightning just seems like a natural addition. I'm supposed to add in, like, ice or water powers, too. Anyone remember Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands? It's like the weird 4th chapter in the Sands of Time continuity. I remember that one specifically because the game introduced elemental powers for the prince. Toxic counter. For every hit taken, restore 30 energy points, release a cloud of poison. I suppose I'll take this one for now. Stick with my current loadout. Oh, there's a chest up there. Maybe I should have seen what was in the chest before I bought anything. Well, hopefully I won't end up wasting my money. Oh, where's the chest again? Okay. Down this way. Over here. Spreads fire. Don't need that. Whirling spear. You seem kind of weak. No offense. Oh, what? Did I just, like, kick that guy through the other guy? I should chug a potion here. Take a sip of that bottle. I think I can, like, reasonably take one more hit, so maybe I'll hold off on it for now. Whoa! There's just no way to get a hold of those plans. You! Oh. You're alive! Where were you? We needed you! I know, Mother, but I had this unfortunate case of being captured. I was on the front line while your father got everyone out of the city. Even though you weren't here, we managed to hold out. But we didn't reckon with the Hun King and his generals. What happened to our army? It was terrible. The attack was so brutal. It was a miracle we fought them off long enough to find refuge here. We have to find a way to stop that cursed shaman magic. I'll deal with it, Mother. Don't worry. Huh, and that's it. I wonder if you have to meet her in later runs to perhaps unlock something. Did you see how he fell into that well? I think they're called spirit wells. Yeah, did you see how he fell into it? Just like dropped into it like a leap of faith. That's right, come over here. Okay, is it just me or are they taking... Do they have more health now? I guess that makes sense considering, you know, later in the run, but... Oh, hey. How convenient, I happen to get a stronger weapon, as I was talking about that. Okay, now we're back in business. Oh, end of the level, alright. Okay, so let's go back to our Millstone Smith here and level up this sword. Because we are facing off against a boss and might as well be maximally prepared for it. Yeah, you didn't have anything for me. Alright. Where was the Glimmer? Glimmer well was this way. Go ahead and bank our 28. Alright, here we go. Fighting the first boss again. How many times is it now? I'm pretty sure it's like the third or the fourth time. I have to admit, I haven't been keeping count. I feel like that's another Prince of Persia staple now. Just like drink at fountains to restore your health. I strongly suggest you let me pass. I'm not the kind to disobey my orders. This is as far as you go. Don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, smarm it up there a little bit. Okay, are you gonna charge? No, you're just chucking rocks. Or it's more like you're doing a gamma wave, I should say. Okay, now you're charging. I think I'm starting to recognize the tells of Brood here. Yeah, too close. Really gotta watch myself when I do that. Right, I'm just gonna take a drink of this if you don't mind. Alright, we're about to reach phase 2 here. Enough shenanigans. Charging, you're charging, alright. Back and forth, no back and forth, okay. Dang it. Dodged the wrong way. Well, if not this run, maybe the next run will be the one. Don't want to get the saw blade. I don't want that mucking up my item pool. Sucra, what are the sluice gates and the aqueduct for? Azadeh once told me they were used for flushing the water out faster. Don't know if they're still working, what with this war raging around us. I saw brambles creeping up towards one of them. That sluice gate must be connected to the Tower of Oblivion then. Won't be easy to get to with Barud in the way. What are you trying to suggest there, Prince? Okay. Let's do one more run, shall we? Unless this run is a short one, then we're doing 2 more runs. Fourth day, dawn. Yeah, the first time you go through this area, the prince has a lot of things to say, right? He just sees the city in the background. He's like, oh no, I was too late. And you go through like a few more bits where they teach you about the mechanics of the game. They actually had like training dummies set up so you could like see how the mechanics worked in real time, so that's like kind of cool, right? See, I didn't get hit that time. Was it just like far enough on the other side where they were like, oh, I didn't get touched by the hitbox? How's that for a primetime show spin-off, right? The fighting game spin-off of Touched by an Angel, Touched by a Hitbox. And then you went into hit stun, and then your opponent comboed on you. That's like pretty much how every episode would go. We just like see different fighting game characters touch their hitboxes on you and then completely like ruin your day. God. I'm slipping. Whole bottom section I haven't explored yet. Let's go back down there. See what they got. That's usually the point you want to be at, where you can defeat an enemy with one combo. You try to upgrade your weapons and get the right combination of medallions where you can reach that point. Either defeat them one combo or be able to alpha strike them enough that you're able to defeat them in a combo with what remaining health they have. Oh, you have something new to say. All right. My prince! Azadeh, what can you tell me about the work site in the aqueduct? It's our greatest project. We were doing terrific work before those damn Huns showed up. What do you know about the sluice gate system? Well, the system provides the town with water. Why, my prince? Got some sort of idea, maybe? Not really, no, but I'm working on one. Because, let me tell you this right now, water's useless against those monsters. Thank you, Azadeh. Water's useless, and, what is the prince plotting? I wonder. Oh, that's just the entrance to the academy, but I don't want to go that way. I guess I'll take you. Alright, end up replacing you later. Although your upgrades are quite useful. Say, dang it, stay in one place, would you? So far, so good. Really? Sub-weapons. Give me some medallions. That's what I'm really after. I'll take more glimmers, even though I only have like one more thing to unlock. Hopefully I'll find more blueprints sooner or later. Okay, what the heck is wrong with me? Oh my god. Hopefully the end of the level is soon. This just means I have to fight the harder enemies then. Or if it's just like stage fright just finally catching up to me. Or if it's like a mental fatigue that's just starting to set in. I really should just deposit my glimmers. I should just do it now. On the off chance I inadvertently like fall into spikes or something, I'll be glad to have done it. Whatever extra glimmers I might be able to get and bank had I waited probably would not be worth it if I end up eating it and losing it all, you know? It's good to take risks. So sometimes it's good to know when to bank your stuff, right? When to take it a bit more safely. I think that's where I was at. I guess probably doesn't help that I haven't been able to get myself like a good elemental reaction god combo like I did in those runs where I really went the distance. Ooh, medallions! What do we have here? Hitting the ground with a dive attack. That there. Break a shield, spread resin. But you got your upgrade in the wrong freaking direction. Dang it. I honestly don't know if like the upgrades for medallions are fixed. Or if they're randomized. My guess is they would be randomized because if they were fixed, people would be able to kind of mid out the best combos, so you could get yourself like, you know, the best combination of medallions at like the height of their power, at least as high as you can get them, right? Trigger this. Alright. Into the spikes, or at least into the ground you go. Splat. And interact? Alright. Looks like there's a leak! And those brambles. They look just like the ones in the tower. Okay. Yes, we figured that out. Mind map updated. Did he mention about the leak in the ceiling before? I wonder now if he has to go find another... Which NPC does he have to go to advance that plotline? So I need an upgraded weapon. I'm at like the point where I gotta like do 2.5 combos if I want to take out an enemy. Let's go down this way. There'll probably at least one enemy encounter, knowing my luck, and... But you know it, here it is. Box time, open the box and... The Whirling Spear, not interested. And just a weapon strengthener. If I get the shop soon, I could really use an upgraded weapon. Gonna deposit the glimmers now. Bank them in the off chance I really royally mess things up. So this was the intended path. I feel like there's always one section like this in the Aqueduct where there's a platforming challenge and you have to kind of navigate your way around the room to be able to go down and reap the rewards of whatever's down there. Oh my god. Finally! Upgraded weapon now. Enemies will fall as quickly as they did before. Mother! I encountered General Baroud. My son? Are you... I'm fine. It's a long story, but I managed to get out of there. Keep away from Baroud. Those horns of hers are lethal. No, they just do a lot of damage. You know her? She injured me in the battle, but it's nothing too serious. I'm pretty tough when it comes down to it. Well, you certainly can be tough. Yes. Yes, I can be tough. Wait, what are you trying to say? Nothing. Nothing at all, Mother. Nothing at all. Oh, I get it. You're right, Mom. Mother, I'll watch out for Brood and her horns. I gotta go now and save Persia. Yep, see ya. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that. And maybe not that, but I will take this. Okay. And now we move on. Feel like I'm approaching the end of this. Yeah, there we go. This is it. Okay. So, first First things first, let's go back to our forger here, or weapon sharpener, and increase this weapon's damage. Let's see if this is the run that will get us past Barud. Alright, 1.5 life bars with which to take her down. We'll see if this is it. It's only, yep, I think, you've heard that one already. Get a charge? Nope, no charging. Now you're charging. Alright. Dang it. Just the rocks. Hey, it looks like that claw attack that I can wield against other enemies once I defeat her the first time. Sorry, I had to scratch my arm there. It was a very avoidable attack. You gonna leap or you gonna charge? Oh, rocks. Now you're charging, okay. Charge back. Don't charge back. Don't charge back unless you absolutely need to. Right, if the other person's being an absolute jerk, then yes, do so, but otherwise, try to work with them. Are you kidding me? I got too greedy. Failed out at like 7 HP. Ah, frick, man. Do you want to see the continuation of the Prince's little brother plotline? Like he checks himself, like, oh man, was that? Oh, I seem to be okay now. All right, let's check out this plot point. Yeah, there's a strange sluice gate in the aqueduct that seems to be blocking the water flow, but it's missing the lever needed to activate it. Oh, okay. I'm guessing I had to find the lever in like another route somewhere and then come back here and... Alright, so that seems to be the loop they want you to go on, right? Go to each of these separate areas, find the triggers to kind of take you to the next beat, and in the meantime, just like, you know, go through the runs, get items, get more powerful, so you can get currency to unlock more stuff, rinse and repeat until you reach the final boss. I have to assume there's like some sort of true ending that you can go for if you complete the needed storylines. Or maybe some of them will lead you to like an extra special blueprint or item that you won't get normally. But yeah, in any case, I think that has been a good small look at the Rogue Prince of Persia. I have to admit, I'm not sure why they called it the Rogue Prince of Persia, because the prince we're playing as doesn't seem very roguish. In fact, they're like actually part of royalty. I don't know. I think they just wanted to stick rogue in there because this is a roguelite and they wanted to make it sound cool. So it's like, yeah, well, you know what? The Rogue Prince of Persia, that sounds cool, right? I don't know. It works well enough for what it is. We're not in here for a deep story, just in here for something that helps you propel you along as you do your runs. Alright. Here's the other cool thing that happens, right? Just go here, response options, main menu. Now the prince sits back down, and you can see the main menu, and You get that menu music just starting back up. But yeah. As I said before, Evil Empire are looking to update this. They said they're gonna do it weekly, which has me maybe a little worried. If they keep up that pace and they keep up putting out good quality stuff, great. But you know, if they have to scale it back, maybe do bi-weekly updates or even like monthly updates, that's fine too. But I'm sure they got stuff in the pipeline, so they'll... as we said earlier, first impressions are important, so if they put out a lot of good stuff and build on this game a lot, then maybe that's what they gotta do. But yeah. They have a good foundation. I like the platforming, the combat feels okay, if a little finicky. There's definitely some spots here that could be ironed out, but... you know, since it's in early access, they can fix things up. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what else they put out here. I think they said some of the stuff they planned was like a new area, like maybe a few more items, and they were going to add like a meta progression system, like a skill tree. So you're not always stuck with just like one potion drink and 1,000 hit points and things like that. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. In a few updates, maybe I'll come back to this and give it a few more runs and see how things have changed since then. But for now, I think I'm going to call it here. But yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and chatted and hung out, and even if you lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. Oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to say something that for as far as weekend streams goes, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more this month. Because I have like some pretty big commitments coming up, and I want to try to devote more time to those, because yeah, I should probably do that. So if I can at least like maybe spend a little more time on the weekend to focus on that, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I think for the rest of this month at least, it will be just like Wednesday and Friday streams, so you'll have those, right? I'll still stream during those days, and you'll get to see me play games during then. But yeah, next time I'll be on is well, we'll go through the Crew Motor Fest this Wednesday. We might be reaching a conclusion there. All that's left to do is the main stage legacy playlist events, and I feel like we'll probably go through those at a pretty quick clip. So yeah, our vacation in Oahu is almost over, unfortunately, but you know, good times. They can't last forever. You wish they could, but sometimes you gotta balance them out. And well, let's just live it up with the remaining time we have, right? Hope you see you then. But for now, let's look for someone to raid. Let's see who we can raid into. In the meantime, you can listen to this pretty good music. You should listen to the full version of this theme. It's like really cool. I think the Ubisoft music channel is like the actual official music channel, so they just like put all the game music there when it comes out. Because that's where I've been using like playlists for the Crew games, and really it's just the Crew games, but yeah. I'm glad that we're seeing more companies just put up their video game OSTs on YouTube. Because I think, like, some people actually... I've seen some people say they actually do use YouTube as just, like, their music player. Right? They'll just, like, either go to a video and listen to it, or just, like, set up a playlist with all the music they like and listen to that. So that's, like, pretty interesting. Oh yeah, and if you hang around the main menu enough, it'll just kick you back to the title screen. Thankfully, seamlessly so you get to still listen to that really, really nice music. Seriously, I do like this soundtrack. If they... I don't know, does Ubisoft, like, do soundtrack releases? So I feel like this would be like one of those games where if they did that, I would totally purchase the OST because this is something I would listen to in my off time. I need to get back into doing that. Just like build up myself a whole playlist of like assorted music that I like and just listen to that while I'm doing other stuff. I think I fell off of it because most of the time I'm just like playing video games and I want to listen to the video game, but there might be some instances in where I could probably listen to like a background OST. Alright. I think I might have found someone. Yeah, I have a pretty cute model. Yeah, let's go raid them. Well, we'll see if they have raids open, and then we can go from there. Alright, see if this goes through. Alright, Neo Pantsu is playing Pal World. Yeah, you remember that? The survival game that happens to include Mons, I guess? There's still some folks willing to play it, so yeah. Why don't you go chill with them? Raid message. What should a raid message be? Let's see. Rogue, Prince of Persia. If we just did... I don't know. For some reason, my mind is just fried after doing those runs for like 2.5 hours, so... I'm just gonna be real basic here. There. If you're joining on the raid, give them a rogue raid, and if not, have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Wednesday for the Crew Motorfest. Take care. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Just vibe to this music until the raid. See ya.